fiction. Merriam-Webster defines genre as a category of artistic, musical, or literary composition characterized by a particular style, form, or content. That said, category is good enough. How many genres are there? That depends on whom you ask. Today we will visit just a handful of the more popular ones, but understand that this is in no way the representation of all genres of fiction. Romance. Everyone loves a little love, right? These stories are most often about a romantic relationship between two people. The author may keep the two apart for most of the work, but most likely they will eventually end up together, at least for a period of time. And then one of them will die, or both of them will die, or one will fall in love with someone else, or they will stay together, but something crazy happens at the end. This is called setting the reader up for a sequel. Action-adventure. Any story that puts the protagonist in physical danger is considered action-adventure. It is fast-paced with mounting tension. There is always a climax that offers the reader some relief. Again, at least for a period of time. Science fiction. This genre includes any story set in the future, the past, or other dimensions. The setting should define the plot. It's very interesting to look at older works of this genre, especially ones that are set in the future. Sometimes the future of the past is in the past of the present. I'll give you a few seconds to think about that. Imagine a story written in 1920 about a future world set in the year 2000. That was really far in the future for the time in which it was written, but today we view the year 2000 to be in the semi-distant past. The way of life described by that author will most likely be very different from what we actually experienced in the year 2000. Now, please excuse me while I astral project myself to my next class. Fantasy. Although often lumped in with science fiction, these stories deal with kingdoms as opposed to universes. Writers must spend plenty of time on world building. Myths and magic-based concepts characterize these works. They frequently take cues from historical settings, like the Dark Ages. Some popular examples are the Harry Potter books, the Lord of the Rings series, and the Narnia. Suspense, or thriller. A character in Jeopardy dominates these stories. There are one or more dark characters, and the protagonist must escape from or fight against these characters. The threats to the protagonist can be physical or psychological, or both. Horror, ghost. These are scary stories involving pursuit and escape. The protagonist must overcome supernatural or demonic beings. Think Stephen King and Edgar Allan Poe. Mystery, crime. These are also known as whodunits. The central issue is a question that must be answered, an identity revealed, or a crime solved. Clues lead to rising tension as the answer to the mystery is approached. Humor.
Comedy.
Situations intended to amuse are often the most popular, especially among college students. Have you ever met anyone who doesn't love to laugh? Blending genres. Just like in your favorite movies, sometimes genres can overlap. A horror story that makes you laugh, a western with a romantic twist, a futuristic crime drama where Dracula slips on a banana peel, lands on Marilyn Monroe's ghost, and then they fall in love. Okay, that one might be a little extreme, but I think you get where I'm going. This blending is what can make a work really enjoyable.